in, listening at sasportstar.com via your AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're watching live on YouTube. Of course, you can watch all of our shows live on YouTube, where it's the Morning Huddle, the Blitz, or right here at Extra Innings with Pleasure. Just go to YouTube, search SA Sports Star. Go ahead and like, subscribe while you're out it. You're able to comment along with the show, or feel free to call in 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Always appreciate y'all riding along with me, as Friday, we got high school football coming up. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kick. It is the Frontier Bowl between Harlandale and McCullum, as we got it for you right here on San Antonio Sports Star, the Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC high school football game of the week, energized by Hill Electric. Jason Minix, Nick Solis on the call, John Robbins on stats, me with your halftime and post-game entertainment. So I appreciate y'all for rolling through tonight. Spurs got a big one tonight. They are taking on the Rockets here coming up shortly in their first Emirates Cup group stage game, and they're looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. Earlier this morning on the Morning Huddle, Rob, AJ talking about what was going on.
Spurs arrive home on a 2-game losing streak tonight. As I said, they're going to be playing on that fancy Emirates Cup floor, got the new uniform, and hopefully a reinvigorated attitude after a couple of road losses. Now, we know Dylan's gone. We still, as far as I know, I don't know if De'Aaron's going to play. I know that I can't wait to see him, and I don't think there'd be a better opportunity than right now. He's certainly absolutely required going against a very hot team in the Houston Rockets. I would like to think that we'll be judicious in playing him. It's certainly no rush, but getting through that last couple of losses is going to be kind of a difficult bounce back, because we do have a back-to-back again tomorrow as New Orleans arrives. So you look at the two losses, the Phoenix loss and the Laker loss. They were losses for different reasons, but the threads remain the same. They lost the Phoenix game because they went up against a team that was, well, for lack of a better word, just on fire. I mean, they played a team that wasn't going to miss for 3 quarters and just never really gave themselves an opportunity because they couldn't slow them down. Defensively, they were lax, but sometimes you just play teams that are on fire and hope your run comes at the right time to get it even, and the Spurs never could. And Devin Booker and crew just kind of dispatched the Spurs. Now, J.J. Redick with the Lakers on Wednesday night, as far as I've seen, might be the best coach against Wemby. He might be the one guy that has seen what Wemby does and has at least schemed him this year better than anybody, because the book on what Wemby was and what he is, he's still the same dude. There's still some two guard in him, some point guard in him that he wants to handle the ball. And it seems the secret isn't necessarily the biggest dude on him. It seems the secret is the most mobile dude you can put on him, and hope he's a big dude on top of that. But if you can interrupt Wemby's dribble, you can take away a fair amount of his game, and then you start beating on him. And that really is the key. So you get a mobile dude on him to cover him on the wing, and then the moment he sets foot in the paint, the double team comes, and you foul him. And you foul him again, and you foul him, and you foul him, and you foul him, and you force him to be afraid of the paint. You force him to adjust to the double team. And until he goes through this gauntlet, Wemby better get used to it, man. You're going to have to get used to getting beat up. You look at every superstar, and the preeminent one, of course, is Michael. Michael, back in the 80s, started seasons just like this, where he looked like that was the guy, doing things in a way that we had never seen before. But then rules are written. For Jordan, it was the Jordan rules, of course. Detroit deployed a method of slowing him down that involved, the same principles that Wemby's going to deal with. That the moment you touch the ball, we're going to force you to make a decision and get rid of the ball. We're going to double you as soon as we can. It's going to come from angles that you don't expect. And then once the double team gets there, we're going to make it's there. You're going to feel an elbow. You're going to get muscled around the paint. They're not going to allow you to plant your feet. That's going to be the next step for Wemby. And it's not going to happen overnight, because he's going to have to be able at 7'4", 7'5", to rebound and do it for 38 minutes back to back, twice in 36 hours. I mean, he's going to have to learn to fight that fight over and over again, 82 times with very little break. And this is kind of uncharted ground for a dude of his size. So it's going to be tough, particular tonight, because one, the book is out. We know what to do. And certainly that book began on Wemby. And he's not alone in this. But if we recall last year about this time, a little bit later in the season, Spurs went into Houston. And Sengun, but no, this was 2 years ago. Sengun put it in his chest. Sengun put Wemby on a poster. Sengun beat the crap out of Wemby. And from that moment on, Sengun took a bit of confidence. Now, Wemby is not the same guy he was 2 years ago, but neither is Alfred Sengun. It's interesting the way the Rockets are playing. They're solid. They're a very good team led by a cheat code in Kevin Durant. But they're doing better without a point guard than the Spurs are. They're doing better letting guys like Durant handle the ball, letting Jalen Green handle the ball. It's working better for them than the way the Spurs have had to alter their offense minus a point guard, because this team has not been the same since the moment Dylan limped off the court in the second half in Phoenix. From that point on, 2.5 quarters there and 4 quarters in LA. Now, it's hard fought, but it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back a lot of times, because it's been so disorganized. There's been so many turnovers. There's been effort, and I'll take effort and mistakes over lack of effort and clean anytime. But to beat a team like Houston, you can't have the mistakes. You don't get the turnovers because they dominate the ball. They squeeze the clock. You don't get the possessions you got. So a turnover, you lose a possession and a point and the ball. You don't get to make it up because of the way that Houston plays. It's going to be an interesting weekend as they come back against the Pelicans on a Saturday night against a team that's in absolute disarray. In absolute disarray. What do you think? You jump on the brigade bar if you got something to say. I'll pull it up here in a second. But if you want to, we had fun talking to folks the other day. If you want to get on the horn, talk about the Spurs, 210-656-3776. That's 656 ESPN. Vic, you down for some calls?
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, it's just the two of us.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not. I mean,
yeah.
AJ's on a kolache run. We're not going to get those kolaches till Monday.
We're not going to get them till Monday.
So hopefully he'll, wrap them in some sort of wax paper.
Rob Thompson on the Spurs as they get set to take on the Rockets tonight. That game coming up shortly on Amazon Prime. Coming up here, we're going to have your Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC high school football game of the week coming up at the bottom of the hour. Pregame starts for the Frontier Bowl between Harlandale and McCullum. But first, Jeff Traylor's been mad lately. He's been mad at other coaches. He has not been in the best of moods. And now there is another coach mad at Jeff Traylor. Why? We'll explain and break it down as we continue here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
And attention, Dallas Cowboy fans, Twin Peaks is giving away epic Cowboys jerseys all season long just for catching a game at one of the 4 San Antonio area locations. Get to Twin Peaks for every Cowboys game for your chance to win. Ask your Twin Peaks girl for more details.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ROLL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ROLL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ROLL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, it's Reese Davis. Let's be honest, you can't keep an eye on everything unless you've got Blink Outdoor 4 cameras. While you're focused on the game, Blink's keeping an eye on your home.
With up to 2-year battery life and with Sync Module XR, you can cover more space without constant maintenance. No wires, no worries. Blink helps keep an eye on what matters most. Get Blink today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You hear that? That is Boys Like Girls. That is The Great Escape. They will be playing that out at the Boeing Center at Techport coming up on April 26th. By the way, Boeing Center at Techport, a fantastic venue to catch a show. Just saw All-Time Low there. It was incredible. You want to go see Boys Like Girls out at the Boeing Center at Techport, April 26th, the Soundtrack of Your Life tour. It is coming to town, and I'm trying to send you there. All you got to do is be caller number 5 right now, 210-656-ESPN, 210-656-3776 if you want to go catch it. Boys Like Girls, Soundtrack of Your Life tour, April 26th out at the Boeing Center at Techport. Caller number 5, you will be going to that show and enjoy it because you'll probably run into me while you're out there. We're being honest. Soundtrack of Your Life. This was part of the soundtrack to my life growing up. So I will say that. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. It's been wild. Coach Traylor has been upset. He was upset at the Tulane coach. He was upset at the Tulane quarterback for comments that they've made. And now it seems the USF coach is mad at him. And Blitz was talking about it earlier today.
Ish is the right word when it comes to what we saw from UTSA last night, because that game was ish.
Well, it started out like a clown show. I mean, really did. Right? Too quick. I mean, the interception for a touchdown, like
Pick six.
Boom, right there.
First play of the game.
And then UTSA comes back. They've got a nice drive going, and then, fumble. And so 14 points, they just kind of gifted them right off the bat. And but I thought they were going to overcome that because they get back, they get a drive, they kick a field goal, and then they trade touchdowns early in the second quarter, and then South Florida just said, "All right, that's enough of that, and we're done."
I'm glad there's a clock there because their second quarter scoring was never going to end, and they were up 14-0 before their offense ever touched the ball.
Exactly.
It was just crazy. I mean, Jeff Traylor blunt after the game, and yep, we got our butts kicked.
Obviously, the first play of the game couldn't get off to a worse start. We were already, outgunned, outmatched to begin with, and we didn't help with that. I had a great 16-play drive, and just the turnover there in the 1-yard line was an absolute killer. And they just kicked our butt in every asset of the game, every facet. And that was pretty much it in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, or any other shell you want, if that was bad. And that's the way it worked out. I don't know, Minix. They're just a different football team on the road. Now, granted, I'm not taking anything away from South Florida. They're a good football team, but the Roadrunners ought to be able to compete with those guys as is. Well, and I think in the Alamo Dome they would have.
Because of what we saw in the Tulane game, you could say that with some confidence, but South Florida is a different animal. And, Jeff Traylor told us this week, man, it was, what he used the term miracle. And they've never been a 2-touchdown underdog against a conference type opponent. Yeah, Texas A&M, sure. But a conference opponent, no. But the areas that Jeff Traylor talked about matchup wise, they certainly got their handed to it there because they just don't match up with South Florida.
I mean, I wouldn't say I thought it was going to look that bad. I knew where the matchup problems were, and those matchup problems, they just, we could not control them in the outside lanes. They were just way better than us out there. And we were trying to put extra people in the box, and with the extra people in the box, we still couldn't tackle them. So you can't match up one-on-one outside, and you can't tackle them with extra guys in the box. It's exactly the same way they played us. They played us one-on-one outside. They put an extra person in the box. We couldn't block their people. They blocked our people. The ones they didn't block, they ran over. The ones we covered, they threw and caught us on top of us. They whooped our butts. Great job by Alex. Man, what a commitment from their program. Think about where this was 3 years ago, and look where we are now 3 years later.
That can change that quick.
Well, it can.
If you get an influx of money.
And South Florida has certainly had that. And by all accounts, they have one of the highest paid rosters in the American, and their community has poured a lot of money into building up that program with facilities, the on-campus stadium. Although they didn't use it last night, they were playing at the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That said, though, now we've got a pissing match between head coaches. And we had it last week, too, with the Tulane coach talking about crowd noise and whatnot, and that pissed off Jeff Traylor. Well, Jeff said some things this week that has pissed off the South Florida coach. Now, because Jeff talked about how much money they have spent on their roster. Now, this was Jeff Traylor earlier this week on the Blitz talking about what South Florida has.
Well, they're not dumb. They're very smart kids. I told you how much I like this team. They read. They know how much money is invested in this roster. They know the players that are on that team. They see the quarterback. I mean, he's like Superman. And their D-line is they really invested put a lot of money in there.
Put a lot of money in there. Well, that's, I think, the part that Alex Galish had problems with.
Respect the program that he's built from the ground up. Just want to guard, and I've kept my mouth shut on it all week, but I do want to guard the comments made about that. And I understand what he's doing. He's trying to generate more for his own program, but don't do it at the expense of us. Don't do it at the expense of commenting about the resources we have, about what our roster looks like, and how much money is spent on a roster. Your prerogative is to go build your own program. But I think when you're talking about money on a roster, you're taking away from the fact that there's a bunch of dudes in that locker room that have poured into their process. There's a bunch of coaches that have demanded it of them. And I think when you make comments like that rosters are bought, it discredits the fact that there's recruiting, that there's relationships being built.
And he's right to an extent, but that's what college football is now. And Jeff Traylor's trying to get his money, and that's part of the reason he seems so distraught as of late. So I think they're both right. The problem is, Jeff Traylor's also the one that complains about slights against his own program. So you're slighting another program by doing that. Guys, I appreciate all y'all for joining me. We got the Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC High School Football Game of the Week coming up next. Jason Minix, Nick Solis, John Robbins going to bring you all the action as energized by Hill Electric. We got the Frontier Bowl. It is Harlandale, and it is McCullum. It is the Cowboys and Indians. It is a battle coming up next. Remember, call your loved ones. Check on them. You never know what people are going through in life, and a simple, hey, how you doing, could change everything. This world is better with you in it. We will see y'all on Monday.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Bob, do you have a Mike Tyson impersonation? Sounds like Kenny from South Park. Yeah, I know. Who is this? Truman Capote? Truman Capote. That's possibly the worst Mike Tyson impersonation.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
More fiber and laxatives, eh?
Who are you?
I'm future you.
Future me?
Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor